Thank God it's Friday. Welcome to the show. I am Murayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies with me. Dr. Marco Dige, how are you?
I'm very good. Grateful to God for life. I hate being sad, you know. So yesterday I was supposed to go to Akure, and me by myself, I was just dragging feet. And I made a mistake. I went to MM2 instead of the local airport. By the time I was going to get to the right place to get my flight, they had printed manifest. There was no beg I could beg to make it down. I was supposed to speak at the summit in Federal University of Technology, Akure. And
that's Kuta.
Yes, the graduating highlights of 2020.
So powerful.
I had prepared my speech, done everything.
Oh my goodness.
I felt really, really down, like I was crying.
They didn't do virtual. They didn't do a virtual.
No. So, but this morning I woke up happier. You know, like all through yesterday I was just dragging myself, and I didn't want to have that same mood in the new day. So I'm thankful to God that I'm awake, happy. And then today I'm going to be having a class on Facebook and Instagram teaching for first-time property buyers. So many people accuse real estate companies of being fraudulent when they were not informed to ask the right questions when they want to make their purchase. So this is a free class. It's going to be on Instagram and Facebook around 5 p.m. today, and people can watch to understand what are the questions you're supposed to ask before you now accuse the company of padding, of adding money, when you didn't ask beforehand what were the right questions, you know.
Oh, great.
I'll try and join and share.
I have a university speaking engagement. Maybe I can hand over to you. I think that speech you prepared.
I'll just throw it there.
Yeah, I think it'll be great. So I'll probably just say to just have you over. How you doing, Nima? Akasha Zib, this is your gilly.
I'm doing Ayazibiri today.
Azibiri, Oloyin, Jimo Oloyin.
Hi, land is green. I'm so happy I have this opportunity to say thank you to Mrs. Grillo, Mrs. Abimbola Kadijat, Owoyele Grillo. It's my auntie, my mentor, my best friend, everything in one, and how I turned out to be. I say thank you, happy birthday. Sorry that it was in the night I called you, and I just, Eleni, let me talk to you later. Emma Binu, I'm sorry, but every day I pray for her.
Are you serious?
Every single day. I just look at myself and say, I could do this, I do this fast.
I know Grillo. Is that the MD?
Yeah, I know the name. No, Grillo, the Grillo family is huge. They are, it's the same family, but they're
the MD Luth admin.
Yes, they are. Is the no.
Okay.
Aboko.
Okay.
Kind of thing. So
yesterday was her birthday.
Yesterday was Mrs. G's birthday. I call her
They
Mrs.
don't
G
stop
now.
doing birthdays, so don't let them put us in trouble.
No, this is my auntie. Management is my auntie.
Management.
How you doing, Maria?
I'm fine, thank you. I was just, a few days ago, I saw this audio. I heard this audio about a woman who was in talks with kidnappers over her daughter that had been kidnapped. And she could, the daughter was saying to her that they were asking for 35 million, and it really just, grabbed at my heart. And the mother was saying, I will do anything to raise that money. I don't have it, but I'll do anything. Just assure me that you keep my daughter safe. And I wonder every day how, families are coping, because it has become our normal everyday behavior now. We're negotiating, we're pleading, we're raising money to pay off kidnappers. Then something happened to me during that time that just made me feel like, man, it has to be hard. I was with the children in the compound, and was it a transformer or something just went off? The sparks everywhere. It was not even like sparks, it was like thunderbolt. And I ran, and my children ran off. I mean, we're standing together, everyone just scattered. One went one side and the other went another side. And all I was thinking was like, man, I need to grab my children and hold them. I was able finally to grab my daughter, and I held her down. And I thought, I had no thought for myself. Whatever happened to me was just about my kids. And I'm wondering, and I say this because I want our leaders to think about it this way. You are also parents. These people are going through tough times. I cannot imagine just sleeping day in, day out, knowing that my child is out there with a stranger who already has evil intentions. And here I'm trying to raise money that I do not have to bring them back. Let's just put this on the front burner, how to return these children back home.
So, governments can say, oh, the children in the IDPs, oh, the children in Borno, oh, the children that were kidnapped, but not somebody's children. is somebody's child.
Yes.
You know, so to
Somebody's
you,
miracle.
to you,
Somebody prayed for that child.
Yes, to you is a number. To you is just one of the statistics. But the truth is that child is somebody's child.
Yes.
So
We've gone
it's quite
past
painful.
when children were numbers. Do you know the days when our mothers had 15 and they were just numbers? No.
Now you have just
we
two.
have to run.
We need to go to the clinic.
Let's move on. We're going to go on a break. When we come back, we go through the front pages of the papers. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
We're going to start with The Nation. Igboho's lawyer, why he will remain in Benin prison. CBN directs banks to open dollar points of sale. UK, Nigeria, OK judicial trial for terrorism suspects. Row deepens in APC over Buni. Jam Registrar Oloyode's tenure expires. My Affair with Hushpuppi by Abba Kyari. Voters' ultimate winners of Akeredolu's victory, says Tinubu. Okay, let's start with the UK. Who has that story?
Yes, I have the story. So the part of the dividends, because I know I took the story about the presidency being attacked concerning traveling physically, but one of the benefits of his trip was that he's been able to have a conversation. According to Femi Adesina, there was a conversation that took place between the president and the Prime Minister, the British Prime Minister, Boris Johnson. And the conversation was touched on the challenges with Nnamdi Kanu, and the agreement was that it is okay for Nigeria's judicial system to try terrorists or any terror-affiliated person should go through the justice system, and justice should be meted out. No special treatment to anybody, no special trial for anybody. Let justice take its full course for anyone found to be culpable in terrorism within Nigeria.
I was going to take the Igboho story because I'm getting the conflicting report. So according to The Nation, the lawyer is saying that he would not be extradited, that currently he's in a safe place, his wife is in touch with him, and that there are no criminal charges. He didn't break any law. In fact, he was in Benin Republic for very little time, so to even commit any crime in that country.
Republic, yes.
So there are no grounds for deportation, according to his lawyer. However, the prosecution on the other side is saying that they're expecting him to be extradited almost immediately, because according to him, he did break some Beninois laws, some political laws, and he will be extradited. So we'll see. I don't know, based on who's talking now. Yeah. But Nation, I think, was a Tribune or Vanguard, one of the other papers, was in Daily Sun, was saying that they were expecting him to be extradited almost immediately. So we'll see what happens.
I wanted to take the jam register.
You got to add to that?
Yes.
Do you have
this?
No, I don't have that story.
Okay.
Is that the only story? Is that the only paper?
Go on, complete.
Because this is it's just as related to the Igboho story about his. Remember, 12 other people were arrested with him.
Yes.
And they were supposed to have been
provided to the court.
Yes, taken to court, but they didn't show up because DSS said that they are doing a further investigation because a lot of them, because of. When they arrested them with arms and ammunition, and also the alleging that they are pushing for what they call that they were threatening headsmen, and that they were stockpiling on arms and ammunition. Because of that, they were sort of building up their case. The judge listened to them and said, as far as they're concerned, according to the law and constitution, the liberty of every Nigerian citizen is important, and it does not look right on their agency. So ask them that the very next time that they are appearing before court, these people should be presented.
Okay.
So the Jam Registrar, along with 13 other agencies under the Ministry of Education, the Federal Ministry of Education, have their tenures expiring tomorrow or today, because today is the last working day. And the president has not issued any statement as regards,
as usual now,
whether they are renewing or anything, but they've served their 4 to 5 years tenure and it's expired. I'm just going to say that this Jam Registrar has a good record. He's done amazingly, exceedingly well with Jam.
According to from your own.
No, apart from my own, you can do your review.
Yeah.
Did you write Jam?
Yes.
Did you write Jam? Do you see the Jam writing now?
Different stories every day, so we need to always just put a caveat there because
they're not celebrating Kyari as the best. So don't to anybody.
Professor Ishaq Oloyede has a pedigree. He's not they're not the same.
I agree with you. I'm just saying this is Nigeria.
He brought university to Ilorin where it is, and we went under strike, and that university did not go through it. And now Jam.
Okay, all right.
Well done, sir.
We are definitely in agreement with you. Definitely. Nobody is disputing that. It's just that Nigeria factors makes you
Makes you
things.
careful.
Just
Question
careful.
everybody.
Everybody. I question you to say. The Punch. Supreme Court's declaration on Brunei, governors hold emergency meeting today. APC chiefs differ, Congress is to hold. Picture here of Lagos donates agri tools, imputes to 3,000 women and youths. Man faking madness caught with 250,000 naira, 3 iPhones, women underwear in Ogun. Lawyers kick has been a Republic plot Igboho's deportation to Nigeria. Lagos laments rising COVID-19 cases, plans more isolation centers. FG frustrating UK government's efforts on Kanu's trial, says lawyer. Defense minister blames monarchs, clerics for insecurity, says troops compromised. Hushpuppi. Inspector General orders probe of FBI's fraud allegation against Kyari. Picture story. I was going to take that story, but which
I want to take the human interest, please.
You go ahead with human interest.
So, in Mowe, in Ogun State yesterday, so wherever it happened, this madman supposedly was beaten by a mob because he said, according to them, they found him on the phone. One Ade is the witness in this story, said him and his friends were playing Lotto and noticed the madman was on the phone. And he's always been around that under the bridge at Mowe. And that they noticed he's on the phone. How can a madman be on the phone? They approached him and decided to search him. They found 3 other phones on him, 250,000 naira on him, and proceeded to question who he was talking to on the phone, thinking it was maybe a sponsor or something. And he refused to mention. So because he was refusing to talk, the mob gathered and beat him to almost lifeless. They took him to the police station, and then the police rejected him in Mowe, saying that they don't have the facility to hold a madman. This is a low to anybody, because you leave him to that mob, he would have been dead.
Yeah.
If he was accused mad, the police have the powers to arrest anybody, mad or sane. That's what the agency is to be. And if they don't have that facility in Mowe, maybe the government of Ogun State will start looking into providing it, because you release him to the crowd, jungle justice.
Yeah.
That's all.
Okay, I was going to take Governor Sanwo-Olu's story. So as part of the governor's themes agenda, he was able to flag off the distribution of agricultural productive assets and inputs under the 2021 Agricultural Value Chains Enterprise Activation Program. So he empowered about 3,000 agripreneurs and gave them tractors, canoes for those who are fishing. I mean, according to him, that they have emerged wiser and more determined to succeed in creating nurturing environments for these people to thrive, and they will maximize the little they have while deploying the innovative entrepreneurial spirit amongst them. So they are trying to just ensure...
I'm just appealing to everyone who's gotten these tools to use it, because this is our commonwealth and they should deploy it successfully.
So the governor of Lagos State still, but here he was represented by the Commissioner for Health in Ogun State at an unveiling of Med-In Pharmaceutical Intravenous Fluid Factory in Shagamu, and he was just talking about how the COVID-19 cases are rising daily, and he says that we have about 100 to 300 cases every day. Isolation centers are full and they're filling up. Isolation centers are opening up again. Lagos State is under severe strain and stress, to accommodate the rising numbers. And, he also mentioned that while he was at that particular event, he noticed people shaking and hugging instead of the elbow greeting. He says COVID is still very much with us and we need to be careful.
Okay, let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue with the review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So moving on now to the Nigerian Tribune. Inspector General orders probe of Hushpuppi, fingers Kyari in alleged $1.1 million fraud. In 8 months, Amotekun lost 7 personnel in Oyo, says Makinde. Education, Nigeria's size, population, major challenge for any government, says Buhari. FG cuts price of gas to power from $2.50 to $2.18. NIMC captures more than 60 million Nigerians for NIN. We have not jettisoned restructuring, says Adebanjo. Zulum inaugurates 1,000 hunters to protect farmers. Okay, which story are we starting with in Nigerian Tribune?
The Minister of State for Petroleum talked about, at a forum, was talking about this, what he calls the domestic supply obligation by dropping the cost of gas to $2.18 for domestic supply obligations. This will help those in the power sector who use gas to generate power and, most likely abate the increase in gas that we are all decrying in the country. And he said this is, towards the National Gas Expansion Program, which was launched in January 2020 also to help people around the country. So I'm looking forward to this. I'm hoping that the consumption of power and the expenses for the consumption of power that we suffer would obviously, maybe things would improve. So I'm going to
all right, yes, Mariam.
Yes, so on Thursday in London, our president was at a Global Partnership for Education Summit for heads of state, and they were just talking about, how to improve the educational sector and also trying to mobilize funds for the transformation of the educational sector in the different countries. Our president was there with many other African heads of states as well. And they were talking, and he, in response to a question that he was asked, and he says that education in Nigeria, we face the challenge of our population as well as our geography. And so that's a challenge, but that the president himself has committed to a 50% increase in budget.
Yeah.
And by 2025, there'll be a 100% increase in budget for education. And he says that Nigerians themselves understand the importance of education individually and as a community to pull them out of poverty. He says many people who have been to school do not like to go back into the schools to teach. Instead, they like to go in to get other jobs. But he also acknowledges the challenge of lack of infrastructure, no classes, no proper schools, classes, and also teachers. So he understands what we're going through, and in his own way, he says he's committed to increasing the budget towards education.
But where this headline comes from?
In addition to that, what the Miriam said was quite important, because the president also said that Nigerians are prioritizing education because they realized that if they miss their chance for good education, they would have lost their chance to succeed in life. Somebody then extracted that.
So you can't
as though you were saying that you cannot succeed.
your...
So that's what got sensational. But those were his exact words. And it was extracted to make it look as if it was...
say something else. I'll take the story of Afenifere. So the Pan-Yoruba Social Political Group Afenifere had a meeting, and the publicity secretary, Comrade Jare Ajayi, was saying that at no point did Afenifere back out from their clamor for restructuring, that they still stand. We have not jettisoned restructuring. Even the purported communique is not against restructuring, that the goal is we need to restructure before the next elections. And what they mean by restructuring is return to true federalism and devolution of power.
And I think Afe Babalola also said it in the papers yesterday. Listen, before the next elections, we must restructure. We have to get back to that true federalism. That's the only way everybody can have an equitable governance. Moving on now to Daily Sun. Super Cup, Abba Kyari in trouble. Alleged $1.1 million bribe. IPOB flays army for shutting Imo market. 2023, Nigerians waiting for PDP to return, says Atiku. DSS fails to produce 12 Igboho aides in court. Restructuring secession, not solutions to Nigeria's problems, says Ogbe. Buhari expecting PIB Electoral Act Amendment Bill, says presidency. And Anambra Guba PDP begins campaign August 9th as Obi Ozigbo call for unity. Who has the IPOB story?
Yes, I have the story. So the IPOB Publicity Secretary, Ima Powerful, has spoken against the fact that the market was shut down, because the timber market in Olu, Imo State, has been shut down by the Nigerian army. And the reason he's against it is because he felt the Nigerian army is shutting it down based on the solidarity shown by the market people in the timber market in Olu for Nnamdi Kanu, and that this goes against the fundamental human right they should have, that protection should be general, that the harassment of their people at the markets, they've noticed it since July 26th, and that the traders have committed no crime, and by law they should be open for business. That why would the Nigerian army decide to intimidate Biafrans. So I don't like the idea of Biafrans because there's nobody called officially in our country called Biafran. We're still Nigerians, and I believe that the Nigerian army should treat everybody as Nigerians. But this kind of statements would incite division, and we don't want that. If there is a contravention of human rights, deal with the issue. Don't start naming and creating conspiracy.
So Atiku went to visit Governor Nyesom Wike in River State. He went to... Oh, really? I didn't ignore the story.
Please,
sorry. I didn't get the memo. But yeah, I mean, pretty much he said he came there to reconcile with the governor on party affairs and how we can ensure that there is unity and stability in the party so they can take over government in 2023. He says that Nigerians are waiting for PDP to return. I wonder where you got that memo from. But the truth is, there's need for a viable proposition.
Can I just take the Aujogbe story where
the chairman of Arewa Consultative Forum was invited for a book unveiling and launch, and he was just saying that the problems that we're facing in the country cannot be solved by this restructuring and secessionist calls, that the United States of America recognize the different parts of that country and how it was important for them to have like unity with their different parts, and that is something that Nigerians need to recognize, that our different parts, we need to come together and be united. Instead, we should face also the challenges that comes from revenue after oil, challenges of just running our sort of governance, how expensive it is and things like that, instead of concentrating on restructuring and the secessionist moves.
Okay, moving on to Vanguard. Oh, we did not forget the Hushpuppi story. It's our hot topic, so nobody should think that we're not ignoring it.
Calm down.
We will get to it. Moving on to Vanguard. Tokyo Olympics shame. Outrage covered ban of 10 Nigerian athletes. Akeredolu, fresh crisis brews in APC over Supreme Court judgment. Yoruba Nation. Why we are investigating Igboho's associates, DSS tells court. U.S. court orders arrest of DCP Kyari over indictment by Hushpuppi. Forex ban, CBN shuts door against new bureau de change licenses. OPS kicks, yeah.
So the major headline. 10 of our athletes were disallowed, let me not use kicked out, from, taking part in the Tokyo Olympics. And this is because now the Athletics Federation of Nigeria have something to say. They who have the sole responsibility to carry out the duties and the reason for this ban, for this, disallowing them, they are now responding that it must be noted that no Nigerian athlete tested positive to prohibited substances. And they are just taking proactive steps to avoid future occurrences by appointing a Professor Ken Anugweje as the head of the Medical and Anti-Doping Commission of the Federation. So there are tests that were prerequisites to their going to the Olympics. And those tests that were supposed to be done locally were not done by the Athletics Federation of Nigeria and whoever is in charge of medical team. And those athletes proceeded, trained, and went, hoping, not knowing that these particular medical requirements were not met. So some of our athletes that are presently in the competition were trained outside. So those ones had met the requirements and, done their medical team. These ones that came from home, they are trained from home.
Nigeria happened to them.
So you now have people talking. A former AFN president speaking, saying this is a calamitous disaster, and that,
English,
that
Nigeria not happened to us.
What's our athletes, the popular one, the Mercy Okagbare, is so disappointed. She says this is what they do every time.
Lack of preparation.
They do not
how
follow through.
These athletes prepare intensely. This is a huge deal. This is like a career-changing event for them.
Their life.
This is their life. And just somebody's inefficiency or inadequacies.
That they are busy pursuing ESTA codes, busy pursuing endorsements. They are pursuing...
Please. And now all of them have gotten... There's a lot of money that has been shared towards the Olympics. And we are not going to the Olympics.
So if there are no consequences for the people whose duties they've just omitted,
they have to run.
We don't need to take the story of Bureau de Change. The report has it that the government, the CBN has mandated that everyone whose application was pending, they have a 1 million naira deposit they're supposed to have paid, now should request for a refund. So they're supposed to send a mail or send a physical copy if they qualify for refund. 35 million naira is going to be refunded to all the applicants. That should be like 35.
Those asking for licenses.
That asked for license before this ban. and they had paid their money, they'll be paid back to them. But like I said, these people now, they've planned their business. Probably they've opened shop, design all sorts, and now their business, the athletes prepared for 4 years for Olympics, now they cannot compete.
I don't even understand. It's not more about president, governor. It's
all of us.
We're all of us. We're a nation of just incompetent, selfish people. Period. All of us.
Period. That's it. All of us.
So sad.
Painful. Let's go on a break. When we
This
come
is
back,
not Mongo.
when we come back, please, can I finish?
Sorry.
When we come back, we discuss the Hushpuppi here because the show is about your view. We'd like to hear your view on this matter. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So yesterday, social media was agog with information about the Deputy Commissioner of Police, Abba Kyari, who was indicted by the Federal Bureau of Investigation in the U.S. concerning the Hushpuppi case. According to the reports, Abba Kyari received bribe, allegedly worth $1.1 million from Hushpuppi. That's, what's it, Abbas?
The crime in question is $1.1 million.
Yeah, the $1.1 million, yes, but
right.
that's not the amount he received. So the question, therefore, is Nigerians are asking, somebody who has been highly celebrated as a super cop, if you recall, this was a man who was quite gallant in his exploits concerning the Evans case, and that earned him quite a bit of promotion. I think it was double promotion he was given at the period. The point is, as Nigerians, what do you make of these reports coming from the Federal Bureau of Investigation concerning somebody who we consider a super cop? You can call us on 081-270-53687, 091-390-76948. You can also send us messages on YouTube, and Facebook would like to read our tweets. Right, so people always read out. Would you like to, for those who have no idea what we're talking about, please let us read out the allegations.
So the allegation is that the Hushpuppi and another person had a difference in opinion concerning the money that they had fraudulently acquired. And Hushpuppi now reached out to Abba Kyari. He sent a message. The text message is, please, sir, I want to spend money to send this boy. This boy's name is Chibuzo Kelly. I want to send this boy to jail. Let him go for a very long time. And then Kyari responded, okay, bro, I understand. I will discuss with my team who arrested him and handling the case. We will do something about it. Then Hushpuppi responded, let me know how I can send money to the team, sir. Let them deal with him like armed robber. And Kyari responded, okay, I will send the account details to you. Hushpuppi further wrote, he betrayed me and tried to take food out of my mouth. This is great, punishable sin. And Abba Kyari responded, yeah, bro. And then Hushpuppi continued, I want him to suffer for many years. And Abba Kyari responded, ha, ha, ha. And went ahead to, they said 6 minutes later, Abba Kyari provided an account information for bank accounts at a Nigerian bank for this.
Yeah.
As reported in the paper.
Yes. As reported
in the article. Yes.
So
now, even before even prior to that,
prior to that, what happened was that the two of them had done a deal, and the Vincent guy now called the victim and tried to expose Hushpuppi. So Hushpuppi then called Abba Kyari, and Abba Kyari's account is that Hushpuppi called to report a threat to his family in Nigeria, but
interestingly,
they now picked up this guy, locked him up for reportedly threatening the life of somebody's family in Nigeria, and then later released him.
When they found that
the U.S. investigators have a picture that Abba Kyari took of the Vincent in prison and sent to Hushpuppi
as evidence,
as confirming that he now is in detention. And Hushpuppi celebrated that picture to his friends, saying, I tell Nana, I don't lock him up, you know, that kind of thing. And so they have conversations. This is a neat investigation, something that is simple logic that we always find it amazing here that they don't usually do. You know, it's not rocket science, but they did it in words, in conversations, and actions that followed surrounding that Qatari $1.1 million.
There's something I wanted to read out because, see, before we start having a conversation on this, let's be clear. According to what FBI is saying, and these are all according to the FBI reports, nothing has been convicted yet, so there are still allegations. But when Abba Kyari rightfully asked Hushpuppi, what did this man do? Let me read to you what he said. He said, what he did, I have one job. The job wants to pay me $575,000. He went to message the job behind me because I told him to help me make one document for me to give the job. Then he went, I gave him the details. Then he went to message the job behind my back and tried to divert the money in his own, in the process, he tells the job, that's this person they want to defraud.
The job.
Because of the documents he gave me, that I gave him the job. He tells the job, these documents may be fake. You know, so we suggest to us that Abba Kyari has an idea or is aware what the transaction is about. That in itself is that
Abba Kyari's rejoinder was that
okay.
A report of a life threat to the families of Hushpuppi in Nigeria was made to his team. He acted swiftly. He picked up the guy, and when he found that there was nothing to it, he let him go.
The guy go.
Seeming like I arrested him in the morning and released him in the evening. But from what we've read now, he didn't do that. He took a picture sent to Hushpuppi, and also
in the rejoinder, he says he has never collected money.
No, I'm coming there. They go there. So he now said that after that was done, Hushpuppi on its separate arrangements now saw a picture of him in native attire. I bet outside people not beginning on a cloth. So let me finish. So he said that he saw him in his native attire and showed interest. He now connected him, you know, to the person who made the dress, and later money was paid for the dress, so about 300,000 naira. That's all.
So, according to our Super Cup, there was no direct transaction between himself and Hushpuppi. But according to the investigations from the FBI, he is culpable and is being declared wanted. Now, my first thought was, as a nation, what are we going to do? What is the government going to do? For me...
In the papers, well, let me respond to that, because in the papers today, the police said they're going to start an investigation. So before we go at Abba Kyari, let us also remember that he's also one of our own.
Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
So here for me, one thing that I've said, we are fighting multifaceted corruption at high level that even we don't understand intelligence gathering feel like it shouldn't be rocket science to understand how these criminals are getting away with what they are getting away with. That there must be some people culpable. In the papers today, the Minister of Defense said that we cannot take out the fact that there are bad elements and corrupt security officials who are allowing lack of intelligence gathering and not following through with investigations cause this fight against insecurity to thrive. So when we see things like this, it buttresses the point that there must be high powers that are culpable in allowing the insecurity thrive in Nigeria. Both the banditry, both the cybercrime. We see powerful people. This is the same Abba Kyari, you know, the last party that we did just a few...
our
grandma. Yes, so when you are associated with high and mighty people, and we see there is no questioning. I'm not going to attack. There is not Obi Kubana hasn't been found guilty of any crime. He has explained how he got his money, explained his relationship with Abba Kyari. But as we are investigating Hushpuppi, we found all the people affiliated with him. That is how you do a thorough investigation. In Nigeria, when you investigate one person, we don't list all the people in such a way that you know there's a transparent investigation. I feel that if you're an honorable person, you should step outside. There should be an extradition. Go and defend yourself in America. Resign temporarily from your position. Like, I want this investigation. I'm a very honest person. I'm a super cop. I want thorough investigation. I will step back from this. I'll go and answer the questions in America because you know you have nothing to hide.
Okay.
So this is where my own concern is.
I will get your concern in a minute. Let's go on a break. When we come back, we continue. We also want to hear what Nigerians think about this.
Yeah.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So we're still on this issue of the DSP, Abba Kyari, the allegations made against him. And I'd like to just read from what Femi Fani-Kayode, the former Minister of Aviation, had posted, saying that a super cop that has risked his life protecting us from kidnappers, murderers, and terrorists all these years, that has been arrested, he has actually arrested more criminals than any other. He's accused of taking bribe from Yahoo boys and scammers. He would not believe that. So the point is that, in fairness to Abba Kyari, this is somebody who has been highly decorated, double promotion. So this is somebody who has been very daring and fought criminals for us. I mean, we cannot lose sight of what he has done. Yes, these are allegations. Wait, listen. I'm just saying these are allegations, but we shouldn't lose sight of how important what he has done.
Before we fly with what we just read, do we remember who said it?
Oh,
it's Femi Fani-Kayode.
Yes.
But even without
Hold on a minute,
yes.
Tope. See, we need to put things where they are. If you're supposed to be an unbiased, impartial person, your office is such that you know you don't have any, you are not for anybody, you are for nobody kind of office. You can't be seen. The moment I saw Abba Kyari in Oba, I wondered who will now investigate the source of the monies flying. Everybody was extravagantly insulting the Naira. Who would ask, what is your source? You are the police. You don't friend people like that. It is not an insult when you say he's not a friendly person. It is a credit to you. It is in your honor, in your name. You don't just jolly around and say people, haters. Did you read his reply? He said, now Guinea I sell for him. Our own DCP is selling Guinea. The full Kanu markets cannot sell Guinea. Excuse me.
Now, Nima,
please, 1 minute. No, see.
Please.
It is this dropping of standards that we got here.
Yeah.
When you cannot say somebody is against your haters, when you cannot question, how come? I know this boy yesterday was just 19. This car is supposed to be 5 million. How come? And you're supposed to be bad belly. That's why we got here. You are somebody I should be able to walk up to and get justice if I have a good side of my story, not if I pay. And then the person that I'm bringing the case against is a big supposed man who has money, and suddenly he gets justice, and you are his friend.
I mean, doing that. Okay, let me take this call. I have a call from Abuja. Good morning. Are you there?
Good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
The issue is about Abba Kyari, DSP Abba Kyari. It's just for him to resign and go to there and answer the query. That is my only advice.
Thank you very much, Hushpuppi. Yes, Mariam.
Oh, okay. So, first of all, we're dealing with the FBI here. And we know that they have a reputation of doing their investigation thoroughly. And all the, what we have read, we have seen dates, we have seen time, we have seen description, we have seen pictures, we have seen account details. So really, it is really tough to look at that article and say, well, this is a witch hunt. When we do the Nigerian investigation, because so many things are just, just done so shoddily, we can say, oh, it's really a witch hunt. In this case, they are facts. And the only thing we expect from Abba Kyari right now is to prove himself. Take some time out of your office and say, I cannot stand for this accusation.
Yes.
And because of that, I will prove.
Yes.
He made a rejoinder. And in the rejoinder, it came across like he was saying, for those of you who are celebrating and jumping for all these monies, no monies were collected by us or by me and my team. And this is what we did instead. So in that same vein, I just want him to also tell us that because of that, I'm going to make sure that I clear my name. My bank statement, there's nothing to show. And given the article that has been shown to us that we've all read, the FBI is mistaken, and this and this and this, maybe he will take some time because it just came out yesterday. Maybe he too will take some time and show us articles on how this may just be a misunderstanding. But if it is not a misunderstanding, if everything in that article is true, I would like to know what the presidency is going to do about this.
Exactly.
Okay, fantastic.
Because it's not
let's pack it there.
Okay.
Let's wait for the investigation.
Okay.
Let's wait for the presidency. Let's pack it for a second. But now I want us to move. Yeah?
Before the investigation,
yeah.
when this sort of thing happens, and your Super Cup has been named in such a thing like this, what are the immediate things to do within 24 to 48 hours?
Suspension.
And we need to hear from
no, this is
we need to share
a warrant of arrest has been issued by a sitting judge, high court judge in another country, concerning your Super Cup, whoever your citizen is. Because in Nigeria, we fail to extradite somebody for a case in the US till today. That person became senator in this country. When a question comes about your character, you do what it is to launder and clear your name as much as possible. That is the legitimate way. You don't just do a Facebook post, say that, no, money did not pass. I only sent him a tailor's address or for my guinea clothes, and all of you haters. It is not about us. This is about a nation.
Okay, let me take this call from Martins. Martins, are you there?
My dear sister.
You're live. Go ahead.
Yeah. You see, it is unfortunate that most times in this country, when issues like this come up, a lot of people get sentimental about it. In the first place, what will even make anybody to be celebrating Abba Kyari when a lot of independent agencies have not been able to celebrate him? Somebody who is a public official, you are supposed to be defending the society. You were saw in Oba. The man who employed you, the IG, did not call you to ask you questions. Because you don't do this in developed lands. Even if you are the best officer, your character, your associate, you are supposed to be very mindful of them. These things don't happen in developed land where you will say because you are the Chief Justice of the Federation, you go partying up and down. You don't do that.
Okay, thank you very much, Martin. I want us to put this matter on one side because there are other issues. Like, let us see how, in Nigeria, we have these media trials. So you see EFCC goes in busting, you know how they busted the Ikoyi apartment, they saw $43 million, and all that media was splashed, and then nothing happens. So the point I'm trying to make is that how do we ensure that we actually do a thorough investigation? You know how they do this stealth operation? They just do it quietly, and you think they don't have any information.
No.
That's because if Abba Kyari had seen this report, maybe he would have not made the rejoinder he made. That is 300,000 naira that was passed.
Yes.
So the point I'm trying to make is that, why are we so quick to go to a newspaper saying, we busted them, without doing thorough investigation? That's number one. Number two, how do we begin to question people's sources of income? Especially as an officer of the state. The police, the EFCC, do we ask the right questions when we see these people throwing money around? Yes,
there's a saying that, beer parlor saying, that you need to, if you want to steal so much that your hands will quickly reach justice. And they say, don't play small, play so big that your best friends are the IGP, the CP, all of them are your best pals. The judge would keep indefinite, what do they call that stuff? When they postpone, adjourn the court case indefinitely. It is a very sad reality, and we know that the only way to solve Nigeria's problem is to provide justice and equity, like unbiased justice would be the solution to Nigeria's problem. So starting from the fact that many parades that the police do is illegal. You parade someone without conviction, like you arrest people and then you put them on the road and you parade them and you call the media to interview them. That on its own is wrong, because see the story of what happened with the Super TV boss. The story keeps changing. The girl has given like 4 versions of what happened that day. There was no need for the entire media to be the one to know and be asking questions from someone when you haven't investigated thoroughly. So that's on one end. On the other end is the fact that we don't hear the end of these stories. We had James Ibori convicted because it took place in the UK. We had Deizani. The story about Deizani's corruption started from Nigeria. The fact that there were jury, all the story started here, but we couldn't get a conviction. Ibori started here, we didn't get a conviction until the case involved an international law court, and then they got a conviction. Why do we have to? What does it seem that we have watered down the power of the law to get?
Okay, let me take this.
Why is Evans' case still
pending.
pending. Yeah. And Abba Kyari was the head of that team. And as neat as it was that he showed us that, you know, I expect by now a prosecution to complete stage.
Let me take Salisu and I come to Miriam. Salisu, are you there? Hello, Salisu, you're live. Go ahead, please.
How are you doing?
Good. Reduce the volume of your TV and talk to me. Yes, go ahead, please.
Can you hear me now?
Very clearly.
I was very shocked and sad when I heard the news of Abba Kyari.
Yes.
I've never met him as a man because I like the way he carries out discharging his official duty. Hello?
Go ahead. We can hear you clearly.
I was confused when I was listening to the newspaper review, and Abba Kyari himself confirmed that he collected 300 million pounds from his tailor as a gift for his captain. So that was alone, I saw that, yes, I'm highly disappointed in him. Because as a very active police officer that people believe in him. So I pray for him to God. May God just deliver him out of this case.
Amen. Thank you very much for that.
Okay, so there's something that we need to talk about. When we talk about bad eggs in a basket and things like that and how it corrupts. And now the question is, do we have more bad eggs than good eggs in government? When we are talking about police, we have complained, people have reported many times on this table, we have discussed how that particular police seem to be complicit in a lot of things. We have those who are standing on the road and collecting bribes. We have taken stories in papers of police officers who shoot someone because they did not give that roadside bribe. We're talking of lawyers who will tell you that their cases have been refused, their clients have been held back because they did not pay bribe at the police station. So it has almost become a culture to associate corruption and the police force. We're not saying that every single one person or every single police officer is corrupt, but they are in a system where it seems that corruption supersedes anything. And I'm wondering how many of the good cops are left and what are they doing? And do they even have any rights? Do they have, what do they, when they see something, who do they point to? I mean, when they know, because they are colleagues and they work together, who do they tell that this person has done something or this person is complicit in something? And who listens to them? So for me, if it is a case of a bad cop that has been caught, kudos on us Nigerians. But if it's a case, well, for me, I can't see it any other way. I just feel that it is a case of...
This was a good guy.
No.
This is our good guy.
I'm saying, given this case right now, it shows that our police is complicit in a lot of things. And that's why we do not get the sort of investigation that we need. Everybody
was telling us that, listen, protect yourselves.
You know, you were saying...
your army.
Yeah, you know, you said earlier that we're all involved in one way or the other. So the reason I even talked about police on the streets is that for many of us, too,
we see them.
On the streets, you collect gifts from people that you know
citizens.
that you suspect their source of income, but you're happy to collect the bags and the shoes and the hair and everything and go on trips with them. And you do not understand where they get their money from.
I have to go on a break. When we come back, we'll take some messages and then we conclude on this. This is... we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So we're still on this matter, and I remember that recently during the Obi Kubana's mother's burial, Kanayo was saying, listen, make plenty of money so that EFCC will not come and, you know, and people then started interpreting that as saying, oh, is it that you should steal enough that you can able to get away around the law, the security operatives? So that is why I'm saying, how is it possible for somebody far away in a different country can call a whole DCP to make an arrest, and you automatically, the same way a man in his house can just say, police, please, my houseboy stole 10,000 naira, come and arrest him.
So that's what Mariam said.
And they throw the boy in jail for 1 month,
everywhere.
and then, or your house girl did this, or your driver did this, and just without any investigation, you just throw him in jail first. Is that how, Madam Lawyer, I'll come to you. Does the law allow us, because of your level in society, because of how much money you make, to just call a police officer to make arrest without any investigation?
When we have laws against malicious prosecution, false accusations and all of that, Is that how they make it? You have a case of crime. You either report it as maybe it's happening immediately, or you have suffered a criminal fraud or anything. You call your lawyers, they make a petition. They write to the commissioner of police or to the DPO, whichever the station is in front of your area, and then the police take action. There must be a basis for why they will go to somebody's house. Somebody will allege something that they would go and investigate. They will now come on site and you will just come to my house now and say no crime and you're just investigating me. You must have a basis. Okay, we saw a video of you as the police, whether they took it on their own initiative, but party, I'll just carry phone. I just look Mora, I do not like her. I say, bro, how far? I have to deal with Mora. I don't like her glasses.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, but to be fair in that, we know that wealth and there's some things that gives you some sort of influence. And that one happens all over the world, you know, where you have attained something or you have a lot of money or you're well known in the... So you're able to get direct access to what people would normally follow a long process to get. So that, let's put that aside. My question is, many people, when Hushpuppi was flaunting his wealth on social media, many regular Nigerians that did not even go to school thought, this looks suspicious. And I'm wondering, at the time he was having his relationship with the DSP, at what point did he feel suspicious about what his friend may be getting? Like, who is this person that we are friends with and he's making so much money? Did he bring his police? Yes, did he put on his police cap and think, I need to look into this? Or even as a friend, bro, where is all this coming from? I just know. Yeah, they call themselves bro. Like, where is all this coming from? Because this is based off on the rejoinder that is sent, which is, I really have nothing to do with him. In fact, the only money that has gone between us is towards buying something.
What about what Moriah
so at what point...
What was the job? What was the job? Because Moriah already
yes, exactly. And
I have a job.
I have a job. So
at what point
those
did he
like that, you know, the lingua that is between you, I find it that it would be very difficult for him to be able to say that he didn't know him beyond what his rejoinder said.
Is he suspecting?
That I found pretty interesting in that article, because I read that FBI article like a novel. In fact, I was just reading, I was like, hey, this is the Hollywood movie. That all these luxurious wristwatches, they are buying the jewelry, it's all laundry.
Yes.
It's like you're dry cleaners. You're dry cleaning the money. You're using it to buy all these things, using them as collaterals. It's interesting when you see all these people flaunt these big things. It's not because they want to use it. They are just using it as a way to launder the money and to wash it clean so that by the time it's traced, it's not traced back to the source. And that was quite revealing for me, because when you see these guys flaunting their wealth on social media, and you wonder how many wristwatches does he want to buy?
How many which one will tell the coming of the law?
Well, it's because it's being dry cleaned.
Yeah.
But to launder it...
They're all dry cleaners.
So for me, I think that at the end of the day, it is. I cannot wait for what our own investigation will come up with. Honestly, I cannot wait for what the police will come up with, because there is no way that you cannot find there's a culpable.
1% truth.
A 1% truth in what is going on, and it is enough grounds, because if you're questioning someone at that level, if you let the person remain there, it would continue to say the flow would continue all through. So we need to have public show of this person has been found culpable. We deal with the person appropriately for that.
I would like to link this, because we're talking about illegalities, talking about
that is now accepted.
Things that are unacceptable. Another video went viral of a lawmaker in Borno throwing money. Ibrahim Abba. I mean, obviously, we know it was just recently we had Salah, but we saw him actually remove bundles and bundles.
Yeah, wrapped.
Throwing into people, were scrambling for it. Part of what is wrong with us in this country? We just criticized Obi Kubana the other day.
At least we can, even when we criticize Obi Kubana, we said it was his money, he's not a government official, he's not associated with government in any way.
Yes.
This person, this particular person spraying money is a currently serving senator in a state that is ridden in crisis. So maybe you are serving in Southeast or somewhere that is peaceful, or a state that is not on the map. Borno State is on the map. If you are traveling to Nigeria, it is one of the areas where there's a travel advisory against visiting that state. Then you have a 7-senator representative.
He's not a senator, he's a lawmaker.
7 House of Representatives.
Yes.
Honorable,
yes.
Spreading money, sharing money like that. For me, it is all shades of wrong.
It was not even sharing money. It's throwing money at the crowd.
Inhuman.
We remember when 50 Cent even did that, and one of our rappers then called him, you know, insulted him for doing that. Don't treat my people like that. Don't throw, Idris Abdul Karim. Don't throw money at my people like that. It is disrespectful. Then we have the person who is supposed to be representing his people. He thinks he should stand on a high pedestal and be throwing monies at people. It's so shameful and embarrassing to that man.
Exactly. There are things called empower the people to your constituencies, right? Define empowerment. Some of them say it's throwing money at them. They give them keke na pep. They give them, what they call that thing again? That's a blender. They give them all sorts of mishai, wheelbarrow. So how do you define empowering your people? What exactly is empowerment? Because to him, part of his job is to empower his constituency. And that's obviously what he's doing. He's throwing money at them.
No. That one was not empowering.
That video is all shades of wrong. And we have seen many people do things that are this despicable and remain in the National Assembly, which is wrong. Right. You cannot be a lawmaker and be a very obvious lawbreaker.
The people who would decide if you would still represent them are
like that. Lawmaker.
Honorable people
Ibrahim
of Mafa Dikwa Federal Constituency.
I don't want that.
They're the ones who will determine, and these are the people he's treating like this. For me, my problem is the mindset. When you give your people monies like this, you know you've taken away their dignity. A person who is dignified in his labor, content in his way of life, has a little respect for himself, will walk away from this spraying. But your constituency, largely, were fighting to get the money. You are their representative. The best of mindsets would hate this for his own people. Unfortunately, you don't even hate it. You're okay with it. It's sad.
What has happened in Nigeria is that the bad has become the celebrated and the normal. And then good behavior has become what people are ashamed of. So you see someone who behaves like that. Usually when you talk, they will say you're just hating because you're not the one spraying the money. You don't have that sort of money, so you hate on someone like that. And that is someone who is telling the truth. Then the person who is doing the bad behavior is being hailed. That we're raising children in a society that they cannot even differentiate what is good and what's bad.
Exactly.
Because what is bad is constantly celebrated. I hope that, you know, with conversations like this, and when we talk and point it out, that people will even sit down and question. So there's the mindset of those people standing there and scrambling for the money. So people say, yes, it's poverty, it's their money. But we heard recently in Ghana, where a politician took food to the people, they took the food back and put it back in his truck.
Want your rice.
You cannot buy us. We don't want it. Sometimes we need to stand up to these people. We don't want your money. Don't throw money at us. Look at what we are going through. These are the infrastructure that we need. Don't throw money at us. Don't throw nairas and whatever at us. And they should walk away. If there was no one to pick the money, who would
but when they are hungry, when the level of poverty is this much, the person who should be concerned that this is not how I want my people to feed, this is the most dignified way to treat my people, is the person spraying the money.
Now, you guys forget
change
something.
Their situation.
It is this kind of lawmaker that is in the National Assembly.
Is the man
that is the one that is supposed to be debating issues of gender equality, issues of education. With this
issues
man,
of true federalism.
So with a man like this, would he be able to reason?
No.
Would he be able to contemplate the necessity, the need for self-determination? Yes.
Because he's giving
those lawmakers from certain regions who are trying to be intelligent who are trying to make a difference for their people. We have to contend with people like this in the National Assembly. So why do you blame our lawmakers? What can they do? They're minorities, really, if you look at it. The numbers.
And it's really sad. So for me, I think that, I think that the Speaker of the National Assembly, the Speaker of National Assembly there's a code of conduct. There's an ethics committee. The ethics committee, there is a way you should comport yourself as a lawmaker. You have to follow that line. So there can be some disciplinary action, because if you don't discipline, our children are watching. And they are seeing this as a normal thing. And we don't, people might not know how they should be treated. It is a leader that says you deserve better, that creates a vision for the people.
We have to wrap up on this, unfortunately. We have to bring in our celebrities and guests. I would like to hear his thoughts on that.
It will be nice to hear.
Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
To join the conversation, we have a talented actor who has been in the industry for over a decade, known for his captivating roles and always delivers above expectations with lots of television series and movies to his credit. Welcome with us, Mr. Babajide Awobona, formerly called Jide Awobona, in the building.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Good to have you.
Finally, I'm on this hot seat.
It's not a hot seat. Be comfortable.
It is hot seat. I know how you roast people on the show. But it's fine. It's fine. It's actually one of my favorite shows.
Oh, thank you.
And I've been keeping up with you guys for a while now.
Oh, thank you so much. Good to have you. So we're going to talk about your career in a minute, but before you came on, we were talking about this lawmaker in Borneo throwing money, and you can see him laughing there. I know, and we also tried to link that up with the allegations made against Abba Kyari, our super cop, cop that we're so proud of, one of our gallant officers, and people feel quite disappointed on these allegations. What are your own general thoughts on this? I mean, what do you make as a citizen, as a Nigerian? What do you make of all this?
Well, I've been trying so hard not to say anything about this because this is just a summary of Nigeria. Yes, it's to tell you that the country is faulty. A lot of things have actually been happening, and we'll just keep talking and talking and talking. It will still occur again. It will keep reoccurring, and we have nothing to do about it. If not for FBI that intervened now, probably we won't be having this conversation right now.
So people would have been running for office in a few years.
Yes, so it's a very faulty country. And,
but do you think that this? I mean, this is also the ladies. Do you think that this is an indication for maybe it will strengthen the desire for restructuring? Because the truth is that maybe we're just so many of us. There's so much rot in the system that we can't really fix. It's hard to fix. So maybe by the time we divide this thing up to maybe regions, it will be smaller and more governable, or maybe be too easy to remove the bad eggs or identify them or investigate, because it was just a large 200 million people. It's so difficult. I mean, I'm just thinking because there's rot everywhere among citizens, amongst lawmakers, amongst governors, everywhere.
There is no smoke without fire. You understand? The problem is it's actually from the roots, you understand? So it's actually, so I don't know where we're going to start from. We just keep praying to God. I keep talking about this and I can't provide a solution because tomorrow something worse is going to happen again.
No, I think it's
God forbid.
We don't need to scatter. Because when we're starting together with good leadership, we can fix everything that is happening in this country.
Yeah.
But it would involve a lot of sacrifice on the part of everybody, because all of us sort of profit from the crisis that we are in. It's this
from the corruption, everything.
It covers every hospitals to media houses. You want to get in media airtime everywhere, bro. The street is everywhere.
Everywhere. Yeah.
It is everywhere. So it would involve someone who is really, really going to do like what we've been saying, benevolent dictator, who will tell you, whether you like it or not, I want you to have a better life. You know, I have a vision for a better life for this country, and I'm going to make sure that all of you would line up and fall in line and give us a better life.
Yes, I see Rwanda now. How many terms have you used so far?
You cannot have that in a democracy.
But
you cannot have one person deciding whether you like it or not. This is the way we go in a democracy.
Passenger tried it with a third term, and there you go. Because he really wanted to just stay on and try to see. I mean, yes, a lot of people now agree, but the truth is that democracy doesn't allow you to do that. But sometimes we need something really drastic. And I think, I don't know. Let's move on to your
Sometimes I wish we're still in the military regime. You understand? Maybe we won't be having this conversation.
No, the military got us here.
Yes,
they created that vacuum, that period of time when they were there, and monies became the Lord. So lawlessness thrived. It was about connections, and now it seems like we can't catch up again.
Okay, let's move on to your interview. Since, you've been in the movie industry for a while now, and we've been seeing quite a bit of series, and what's... I don't want to ask you the usual question of how has it been in the industry. I don't want to ask you that question.
I'm tired of asking the same question.
But In your view, do you believe that Nollywood is improving? Because one of the worries we've had is that, yes, there are the new entrants into the industry, but is there progress? Are we just having lots of people just scrambling for what's left? Or are we really moving forward? Are we getting to that place where we're now doing world-class, recognizable movies that are exportable to the world?
Okay, like I tell people who condemn Nigerian movies, I'll be like, what kind of movies do you watch? How many movies do you watch? When was the last time you saw a movie? We have bad American movies as well.
Yes.
You understand? So I tell people, see, we have good movies and we have bad ones. And there is one saying in the industry that you don't have to wait till you have the millions before you can make anything creative. Just start, gradually you grow. So that is why you cannot afford not to see some witchy-watchy movies, you understand? Well, we have great movies.
Yeah. You know, as an actor, sometimes I wonder, because of the complaints we all get, like, oh, we're not getting enough. Do you feel you're being challenged enough by production, by directing, to give your best or to act in such a way that, you know, it pushes your creative, it squeezes out your creative juices? Or you think it's just easy peasy roles that you can just sleep and wake up and do? Do you think you're being challenged enough?
Well, of course. I did one recently where I had to kiss another woman's wife. I'm someone's husband as well, so I said, people that were blasting me, I'll be like, see, you people are complaining that we're not giving our best. And this is, if you're watching an American movie where someone is kissing, you don't see that as a big deal, you just applaud them. Why is my own eye a problem? You understand?
So that's
it's my role. What I'm trying to say is
if your mouth kiss depends, yes or no?
No, what I'm no.
It's not dog must
No, there's nothing like dog must see. This has to do with the mind.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Dog must see in American movie. They always the tongues don't enter. It's just the lips only lock and that's it.
And my tongue didn't enter as well.
Just be sure.
But then it's acting, the way what you're seeing is actually different from what is happening. You understand? It's perception.
So that was challenging for you to kiss someone?
It was challenging.
It's part of it because some artists will tell you, I can't do this.
Oh.
And that makes you a lesser actor because I'm versatile. I'm ready to do anything. You understand?
Is there something you will not do?
Definitely, there's some things I will not do.
Okay, so in that kind of situation, let me stay on that situation. When a man, when you try to lock lip, let's not say kissing, because it's not really kissing, it's just lock lipping with somebody else's wife.
Okay.
Does any part of your body move?
Well, that's where the discipline comes from.
Yes.
It's just like you saying when a medical doctor is trying to... No, it's just like you saying when a medical doctor is trying to check your pregnancy and check the cervix and all that. Yeah. You know, that's where the discipline comes from.
Oh, discipline.
And professionalism.
Look at this straight face he uses. Oh, Ferrari.
No, but I've seen...
Let's go on a break. I want to answer that question. After the break, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Wow, spunk. Yes, okay.
So, you know, I don't want us to stay on, or we're going to stay on that, the last questions before we went, because I just realized that you mentioned a bit of it during the break. Emotional attachments that happen during filming, yes. Yeah. Relationships build. Have you ever been in that space where you got attached to someone, like you meet someone really, really nice, and you really connected with the person on set, and you sort of got back home and you're still remembering, like, does that, even before you got married? I'm not saying in marriage.
Well, I can't really fix on anyone right now, but then I think it happens sometimes, but it depends on what you really want for yourself. You can get an attachment with someone, but there's a lot to any relationship. Have you ever dated in the industry before marriage? I haven't.
Oh, so you
are drawn that line. So your wife is not from the industry?
No, she's not.
Oh, how is she coping with you being out there?
Well, she's a very understanding person, and she's my friend. So when you're married to your friend, you know, it's a different thing. Yes.
Okay, Nima.
Okay, me, I've always known you. I knew when you started with Super Story. And I've always known you, Sam, on
You're a fan.
Jennifer. I've not finished. And now I remember that the lockdown made me discover you on Instagram.
Oh, my.
And all those your funny toy rapping, female-looking videos.
Yes.
So I wanted you to tell this story of consistency and being in the business, and being consistent in your journey.
Yes.
How it was, the step-by-step, you know. When you finally do make that big stage, you're getting the endorsements. People think it's like that. You know that you didn't. What was the process like? how did you pay your dues? How patient were you to get,
this profession is a very selfish one, very jealous one, that doesn't give you room to actually do so many other things. I'm a very versatile person. I'm a very industrious person. I like to do so many things, do business, do all that. But then this career has actually deprived me from doing so much of this stuff. So it wasn't very easy because when I was just starting, my remuneration was very low. So I tried to juggle it up with other things, but then it wasn't coming, you understand? But then it made me realize that once you're doing something and you're consistent about it, one day you're going to get a break, you understand? So I can smile to the bank now, you understand? So it's not about the fact that I'm fulfilled 100% yet, but then I'm not where I used to be. Yes.
So talking about smiling, one thing that you're known for is your crying. You know, we know the Hilda Dokubo for her crying.
Yes.
And I wonder, do you have does it just come naturally to you, or is there something that you use to help you? Because I've heard some people say they use aboniki to make sure that they cry.
Aboniki,
yes,
so
they put it in their eye and
well,
tears
for me, I don't have to cry. It's not emotions that I cry. You can be emotional without even tearing up. You understand? But then it's about understanding what you're playing. It's about putting yourself right in the character you're playing. If it comes, fine. If it doesn't come, I don't stress it. You understand? And like I tell people, once you want to get yourself to play any character, forget the real you. Forget yourself. Get yourself 100% in that character you're playing. Once you're in it, if the mood calls for anything like that, it comes naturally. So I don't force it.
So which one is most paying? The TikToks or the
That is more paying.
Based on salary.
TikTok is just for social media. For me, maybe I've not started making money from TikTok, but then it's just for social media because we cannot overemphasize the importance of social media these days. You've been doing TikToks and Reels as well. I haven't seen yet. So, and you know that would have actually helped in growing your stuff. So that's what we're doing. You need to keep up with your fans, give them what they like to see.
I want to take you to this area. We know that we see a lot of women in the industry.
Okay.
Fearing Range Rover, like Benz, G-Wagon. There are stories of how, oh, it's my birthday. Oh, my fans bought me a brand new car. And it seems to always happen more for the women than for the men. You know, so can you tell us the truth about the cars and the fans? Why are your fans sleeping?
Are you sure I don't have a Range
Rover outside? I don't understand.
Not buying you Range Rover.
Well, I'm sure they're planning that for my next birthday. Well, the thing is, apart from the industry, women, you tend to get a soft spot all the time, you understand? If it's your birthday, you get most gifts. Okay, let's take it to the home now. If it's your husband's birthday, I don't know what kind of gift you buy him, but then if he's going to buy you anything, it's going to be bigger than what you buy for him. You understand? So I think that's a natural thing. You have a soft spot. Men appreciate women, even if there is no attachment or anything, you understand? They can just come. I know fans give me money sometimes. So I like the way you played that role. You know, there was a video I did one time because I do all this cover as well. There was one I did for Simi. Was it Simi's own? I can't really remember. Somebody just sent me a message. Oh, that video you did actually took me out of depression. Then I did one recently again. This guy is Running to You that I did. So I got a lot of messages, a lot of, you know, gifts and all that for that video. You understand?
Wow.
So just imagine if I was a babe. One guy would just say he wants to booga me, just take this stuff, just to show appreciation. But my own guy just say, oh, nice one, thank you.
On the back of Tokwe's question, do you think, though, that acting pays? Because you're married, you're raising a family, and, you know, a lot of women feel that, listen, a lot of women that are married to actors, I think they are the one having to actually really run things because acting today goes up, tomorrow it comes down. There's not that consistency. So how do you hope that this industry will pay you, or do you have to do something on the side? Do you have to do the side also, like become Abba Kyari, selling clothes, selling guinea for?
Oh my God!
In a shady mood today.
Well, everything still boils down to the kind of training you have. Are you content with what you have? Don't bite more than you can chew. Don't. This proverb: sew your clothes according to the clothes you have.
Oh,
you
yeah,
understand?
cut your cloth according to your pockets now.
You understand? So that has always been keeping me. Not like I have all the money, but like I said, I'm not where I used to be. It's getting better. You understand? And another thing is, entertainment is a very lucrative business, but it takes time. It's like a long-term investment. You understand? And brands will want to deal with you, companies want to deal with you if you're very relevant and prominent. So that is where all the sacrifices you've made over the years now begin to pay for you. You understand?
Nice. So now, how do you determine the scripts to pick? I mean, are you still at that point where whatever they throw at you, just do?
No.
Or are you getting to the point where, and what makes you pick one script over the other?
The value, the story. How is it going to add to my brand?
Okay.
You understand? Is it going to bring me up? Or is it going to bring me down? Is it going to create a lot of controversies? You know, it depends on what you want for yourself at that particular point in time. Because there are moments as an actor you feel, or you need some things to actually shoot up your career, and you just go for some scripts that you wouldn't go for sometimes.
So what would you say is the brand that you want people to associate with you? What do you want people to see when they see you?
I just want you to see Awobona, an actor, a creative person. Expect anything creative from me. And I don't want to stereotype myself, but I'm just a creative person. I'm a disciplined person, you understand? But when it comes to my creativity, expect anything.
Not exactly stereotype, but do you feel curtailed by maybe other interests like family, you know, in your name, your pedigree? Would you do certain things or not take certain roles because, you know, these are interests that you need to protect? Not exactly what you cannot take, maybe you can do, but how it affects others.
I'm a family-oriented person. I don't joke with my family. I respect my family a lot. My parents, my siblings, my wife, my children. I respect everybody.
How many kids you have?
Imagine I come off, I have plenty of children. Yeah.
Follow more.
So I don't want to, I do everything to it. But the first thing is, they know me. So when they see me do anything, they know there's a reason behind it. So that's the number one thing, you understand?
So many actors move into directing, producing, having their own, all of that. Are you developing the skills to go into other areas of production?
Well, I might eventually become a director because I see myself being a director. I don't want to jump into it. I want to have the knowledge 100%. I want to command it. I want to be an authority. Yeah, that's the word. Before venturing into it. But when it comes to learning on the job and stuff, I think I can still do.
What are some actors you like to work with? I mean, are there people in the industry you've looked up to, or you're like, you know what, I would love to work with this guy?
RMD.
I knew it.
Oh, really? How come?
I mean, when is it?
RMD is one actor I grew up watching, and he probably one of the one of the icons I look forward to, and actually made me realize that I've got some inner talent in me as well. You understand? Genevieve, she's a fantastic actor as well. Joker Silva. Maybe when I want to make my big movies, you see all those people in them. Yeah.
Nice.
So which is your most demanding work right now? Because I see that you're absent from Jennifer for a while.
Well, I've been busy with Yoruba industry and all that because I don't know, they tend to like me. They tend to like the way I act, and because I'm different, I'm unique in my own way. So they tend to like Ejide Awobona's kind of acting. So I decided to make myself available. So I've been doing more of Yoruba movies now. Understand? But then I did one epic recently that people will be wild when they see it. Alabede is like my biggest so far.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
it's not out yet?
It's not out yet. I'm going to premiere soon.
Do you think being an actor, you need to be also a self-promoter and be able to hail yourself a lot? Because I hear this from a lot of, I'm good, I'm versatile, I'm unique, I'm this. Is it a requirement?
I think that's where we are right now. If you don't upload me, I'll upload myself. That's where we are right now. So tell yourself, be proud of yourself. Yes, let it sink into your brain because it takes the pressure away. You know, sometimes you feel you're not doing enough. But when you sit back and look at what you've done, and you're not getting the right remuneration, the right applause, just give it to yourself. That keeps you going. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. So, aside from this new movie that is coming, is there any other thing you're working on so we can know, the viewers can look out for, or is just this movie for now?
Just this movie for now.
When will it be premiered?
Before the year runs out. I'll be premiering sometimes in October.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. Look forward. Have any comments on social media?
Not for Jide.
Yes, people are taking us back to the previous topic. But I wanted to ask you something else because I realized that the industry, Mariah is always championing this cause particularly. I have to give her the credit for it, that our movies depict our present, like what we're going through right now.
Okay.
And we should use movies to depict a desirable future. You know, use movies to depict... Paint a picture of what would want Nigeria to look like. Do you think we're on track with the quality of movies we're doing? Or do you also share that opinion that we shouldn't just be doing movies of corruption and fraud and bloodletting?
Domestic violence.
We should do movies of ideal. What would an ideal Nigeria look like?
Well, it's about what I want is different from what you want. We have different audiences with different tastes and what they want to see. So, and at the end of the day, don't forget this is business. I want to make money as well. I want to be able to come back and make another film. So definitely, okay, when you make serious films, go to the cinema. You want it's going to be scanty. But when you make the funny ones, blah, 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 you will see they all will be filled to the brim, you understand? So as a filmmaker, it's not very easy for us. We try to know what you really want so we can give it to you.
So it's like a balancing act for everything.
Stress.
You understand, because the country is stressful already. There's a lot of pressure, so we need to...
So there's this question we ask mostly whenever people come on, which is, in what ways are you giving back to your community, to younger people who are looking up to you?
Well, I give back in so many ways. I might not be putting it out there. Right now, a lot of youths are serving right now. I know some of them that call me every day, send me money for this, send me money. So I've been doing that. Then aside that, we have a voice. So we try to, they call us motivational speakers, but we have to do, because we discover a lot of people listen to us. So I might not have all the money in the world to give you, but then I will always tell you the truth. And I think that's great impact.
You think you're a good husband?
Yes, I am.
What makes you a good husband?
I'm always there.
Really?
When they need me, yes.
As
And
an
I'm a very, yes.
It's not about
Always let me not blow my trumpet here.
Let's call the wife. We can call the wife.
About money,
your wife is on the phone now.
Okay, let me tell you something. I'm a kind of when I show you my schedules, Americans will say schedule. When I show it to you, you will see on my screen where I have 1, 2, 3, Mariah set, 3, 4, 5, Your View, Channels News Days, 7, 8, 9, Stay at Home. I'm like that. They know me for that. Some people got Jide with their phone, stay at home, and I can't give you. Yes, I'm like that.
But when you stay at home, what do? You don't want just staying at home.
How
are you involved in saying, yeah, are you present?
Now.
You cook.
It's a lie.
You cook.
Which food?
When you laugh at
And you said you are following me. Go and check my page.
He cooks.
I don't see you cook.
Go and check my reels. I cook. I can teach you how to make my money and all.
I didn't see that. You know those your frills that I see.
It's a frill.
Seriously. I'm a very helpful person.
Are you romantic?
Well, Nigerians, I would say...
It is you we're talking about, not
Yes,
Nigerians.
I'm romantic.
Okay. What did you do for Valentine the last time?
She went to work now.
Hey.
I was filming.
Romantic people.
I'm not a Valentine. I don't wait for Valentine's.
Okay, what happened? What about
So what was the last thing you did that was like that wowed her?
I just got her a Nike sneakers. So
That's
it's very expensive.
Men is money.
It's very expensive. Okay, this morning.
Yeah.
Okay. Right now, she doesn't have a car at the moment. We sold because it was giving us a little. And I gave her my car to take to work.
So how did you come to
Now you have one.
She drove herself to work, and my friend brought me here.
No, that one, you have scored the point. You have scored the point. You made the sacrifice.
I forgot that.
You finished it.
That's nice. So it's good to have you. We have to run, but finally, is there anything you want to tell your fans so that they can look out
forward
for?
to?
Well, guys, look out for Alabede. It's going to wow you guys.
Are you saying Yoruba or English?
Do you want me to say Yoruba?
Yeah.
Say it.
Alabede.
I'm telling you.
It's because
Okay,
I'm speaking English. Yeah.
Alabede has called.
Circumciser.
Yeah, so, and don't always expect anything, but always prepare for anything.
Nice. You know, when I go back home, Ibadan became Ibadan. I said, Ibadan. When I was in Nigeria, it was Ibadan. I went to America, I came back to Nigeria. I said Ibadan. Everywhere is Ibadan.
They thought you just came back. So they don't want to
Everybody said Ibadan.
Everybody says Abuja.
It's Abuja.
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 I've heard people say Ikoyi.
No, it's Ikoyi. Magodo is Magodo. Alausa is Alaus. Yeah, Alausa.
Alausa.
Yeah, so we get it right. You know, let's pronounce these things right.
Any plans for the weekend?
We gotta go. Are you taking wifey to this weekend?
He's going
I have
home.
a
Stay
wedding
at
to
home.
Anchor. Yeah, I have a
Oh,
wedding
you
to
do
Anchor.
anchors too?
Yes, I do.
Say your market to Anchor.
At the Anchor event, so when they call me
Oh, bro,
too, at the
Shega,
MC, eh?
Oh, Shega,
Is it about that?
Hey, Mo, will you
I'm
present?
5'7",
Hey,
so-
okay. Nice. All right, that's all we can take on the show. I hope you learned a few things as we have. Our Super Cup, as a Nigerian, me, I believe in you. I don't know about them, I believe in you. I hope by God's special grace and mercy that FBI is wrong. But if FBI is not wrong, Lord of Jesus.
Without
see you on
weeding.
Monday.
All right.
We'll see you on Monday.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you
Have
for
a lovely
having me.
weekend.
Uh,